You asked me once, said O'Brien, what was in room 101? I told you you knew the answer already. Everyone knows it. The thing that is in room 101 is the worst thing in the world. Ladies and gentlemen and variations thereupon, welcome to our July Patreon special, where this month Modern Escapism does Room 101. Thank you everyone and welcome to our Room 101 special. My name is Stig and I will be your host for the following proceedings. Before we kick things off and get started, let's meet our panel. First up, it's our editor-in-chief, it's Gadget.
Hello.
Next up, it's our host with the most, it's Oodles.
How come Gadget went first?
It's just the way I wrote it. She's our resident artist, it's Candy Machine.
Hey.
And finally, but not least, it's Big Sexy himself, Biggie.
Hey, why the fuck am I last?
Because you got the Big Sexy introduction.
Oh, what more do you want?
All of it.
He wants it all. He wants it all.
You've already
It's
got all of
extremely
it, mate.
seductive.
I
Did
ate
things
all
for
the
me.
pies.
It's giving me chills.
So if you're not aware of what Room 101 is, it comes from George Orwell's 1984. It's about the worst things in the world being locked away in essentially Room 101. This was later adopted for the BBC, where they would have guests come on and they would describe what they want locked away in Room 101 forever. And we're going to do that. But we're going to do the Frank Skinner version because there are 4 other contestants on this. We are going to do categories, and each person will then describe something from said category, and I will decide if that thing gets to go into Room 101 or not. So we're going to head straight into it, and just to keep him happy, Oodles, we're going to start with TV and film. So what from TV and film are you bringing to Room 101?
Today, for TV and films, I want to bring TV soaps.
Oh.
Especially British ones. Because I've never seen, I've seen the odd Australian one, but mainly the British ones.
Okay, so what is it about British soaps that you want to get rid of?
How terribly written they are, and how for some reason they still garner millions and millions of views every other day. I think they're a dirge on society, and they should be obliterated. The what's wrong with especially this country and mainly the Western world. They're just shite, and I'm sick of them. And I'm sick of people saying, "Oh, now football's on. It's going to ruin me." Emmerdale, fuck off.
Is that a very specific complaint during the Euros when there's football on during the
not
week?
necessarily. No, it's just like I in a second. I've got a couple of the biggest mistakes soaps have ever done, and you'll understand just how poorly written they are and how poorly thought out they are.
See, what always got me with soaps is how much bad shit can happen in one place to so many people.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah. Why don't you move?
It just doesn't make any sense to me why anyone would live somewhere where there's constant like crap just going on. It's cheating, or it's some kind of some violence
like
or
EastEnders.
something,
It's
or
fucking,
like
everyone is going to die. It's fucking
Good old Christmas
so
murder.
many people die, and
Serial killers, plane crashes, just everything. And then, there's somebody new in number 17. It's like, have they not heard?
What terrible things await them.
They're just absolute just crap. I'll give you my 3 examples that I found. Believe me, there are millions of examples. I've never watched these soap. I mean, obviously, when I lived with my parents, sometimes they were on, and you'd sit and watch a soap to try and stay up a little bit longer. Do you know, before your bedtime? Like, I will watch Coronation Street because it means I don't have to go to bed. That kind of thing. So the first one is a gentleman called Kevin Webster forgets his dead son in Coronation Street. So when Kevin Webster reflected on Maddie Heath's death by noting how it must be hard burying one of your kids, Coronation Street fans were quick to point out that Kevin actually lost his own son Jake in 2000 and seemed to have somehow forgotten all about it. Bad writing. Now, I'm not blaming the actors because they just get the script, but surely the gentleman that plays Kevin Webster should... I remember doing something similar to this 10 years ago. Do you know what I mean?
So this wasn't a lapse in the character's memory or like he had amnesia or anything.
Oh, no.
It's
just a bad continuity.
I hate bad continuity. So you've got me on board already at the
The
moment.
next one, the misspelling of names on half the cast in Neighbours. So in 2017, the very popular Australian soap Neighbours, which is bigger in Britain than it is in Australia, believe it or not. So basically, more than half the cast on the intro to the Neighbours, everybody kills their neighbours, that one. Basically, when they introduced the characters, they've spelled them wrong, and they never corrected it.
That's really weird.
So, that's another one. The worst one I found is a Yorkshire soap called Emmerdale. In 2010, it had the most Ofcom complaints of any soap in history, due to a shopping list. So, listener discretion is advised. So, in 2010, a shopping list featured as part of an Emmerdale episode, which for some reason listed items including Piles cream and jam rags. Now, this was in plain view, in large writing, and yeah. Bin it. Put it in room 101. Soaps are bad. Nobody likes... Does anyone here watch a soap?
I used to watch
I
Corrie.
used to watch EastEnders and
By choice?
Hollyoaks. Yeah.
Okay.
When I was younger. These are enjoyed by looking at these figures on an average of 6.6 million people, like every day.
Yeah.
EastEnders, 6.6 million people, 7.6 million people. That's a lot of people to just take away their enjoyment, don't you think?
Fuck 'em.
Hook 'em. Imagine if the real BBC, like Room 101 on the BBC, that was the answer. Fuck 'em. Just put 'em away.
Well, I just think like it's that popular. There's TV soap awards. Like, could you imagine sitting down and spending 3 hours watching the TV soap awards, which, by the way, is hosted on ITV, which has 4 soaps on or something like that a week. So their shows are going to win most, aren't they?
Well, I know that all the soaps, I think, Corrie's gone to 5 days a week. It used to be 2, then 3.
5 days a week.
It's on every day a week. Yeah, every day a week.
I know
now.
it's been going on for fucking 60 years or whatever, but there's streets that are not as old as that. The street that I grew up on's not even a street anymore. It's a Tesco. Like, why is Coronation Street still, like, so popular? Where's it based? Is it Manchester?
Manchester.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're all in, like, fictional parts of these towns and cities, aren't they? Just so people don't get confused. But they're obviously sets as well. You can see straight through it. It looks like if you leant on one of the walls, you'd fall through it. It's just old-fashioned. We don't need it anymore. We've got Netflix and stuff. We just don't need it.
So,
I just think they run out of ideas.
yeah.
Well, no, they'll just kill everyone.
They almost do a few times in Corrie.
So I went by the time this episode comes out, you've noticed that I missed an episode. And one of my complaints about the thing that jumped the shark was the fact that one of the things was going to be that the show just ran out of ideas. The reason I stopped watching it was because it was just the same shit over and over again, but with different characters, and it just got boring. And that happens with soaps, and it's been doing that for the last 50 to 60 years. So for that reason, it's going in Room 101.
Yes! Thanks, Stig. I've always loved you, and I love your new hair.
Come on then, Gadget. TV and film, what do you want to go in?
Okay, so what I'm bringing to the table is a blight upon humanity.
Soaps.
It is. No, it's actually worse than soaps, but actually sort of tangentially related to them as well.
Oh.
Because I want to bring Bravo's reality TV shows, and more precisely, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Oh my
So,
god.
as lockdown began, in the halcyon days of the bleak 2020, we found ourselves locked at home a lot, and my darling Pip, she was bored, and she discovered the Hey You app on the TV. She then discovered The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and she binged through 9 seasons of it in a month.
That's dedication.
Ouch.
I don't even think I know what this is.
So, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and this is actually endemic of everything that Bravo does. This is kind of their style of things.
Is Bravo still? Bravo used to be all about, like, lads.
No. This is the American Bravo, very different to what was in this country. So, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and the channel's general output are the fakest reality shows ever to exist. They are, I think, probably the closest thing that we have in this country to them is like Made in Chelsea, where there are these like real people with storylined lives. They're incredibly wealthy, and they are the most egotistical, horrible people in existence. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills has been running for quite a long time. It's like season 11 or 12 it's been on. They cycle through fucking housewives, like there's not fucking housewives, but just cycle through housewives.
That'd be good though.
I really started watching it.
Lost me anger with that one. They are a mix of these kind of incredibly staged scenes where these women will go for lunch or dinner or drinks or stage horrifically expensive parties just for themselves, and they will argue. It's literally just watching women arguing with each other.
Are they actors? Actors are real.
Some of them are.
Wannabes out there, really.
Some of them want to be. Some of them are just married to really rich guys. One
No,
of
but
them
it's like, is it a show or is it like I'm confused? Are they real people in real situations?
It's staged reality, is what
Right.
they call it. Like I'm saying, that's why it's like Made in Chelsea, where they're they're real people, but kind of acting.
Oh,
produce it-
fucking hell! Only ways Essex type thing.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
I can't believe
like
you're
that.
in this bar that I said I was going to, and you're my ex-boyfriend. That kind of
Exactly, yeah, that kind of shit. Like, I mean, some of them are so tenuously linked to any kind of fame. Like, one of them is only famous because she divorced Fraser Crane.
thing. Oh,
Well,
Oh, that's right,
Well,
yeah.
Kelsey Grammer, not the character. She didn't
Yeah.
divorce the character; she divorced the actual actor. They are just. It's mind-numbing, even to have like someone else in the house watching it, and you can hear them just screeching and shrieking on at each other. There is no element of entertainment to this. It is just horrible people being consistently horrible to each other. I've been trying to find a Google search to find like the worst storylines that there's been on there, because shockingly enough, the internet loves this shit. So there's like, the top 10 best storylines from Real Housewives and bullshit. I had to find a Reddit post, and we can't really trust Reddit that much, but I'm just going to read this out here. I'm giving you no context for whatever, other than that the woman this is focused on is called Dorit. It's Dorito without the O. Dorit. Okay?
Do you think just her parents were just looking around the room and just like,
He's got a brother called Pringle.
he walked, she'd had the
Presley.
baby, she was hungry, they didn't have a name, he went to the vending machine, came back with some Doritos, and it was just like,
Yeah. That's a perfect name. And there is another woman in it called PK. Oh,
Peanuts.
That's no, it's
oh, no, it's
KP.
KP, isn't it?
Yeah. So this Reddit user, Maddie Flirt, put this in 3 years ago, saying, "Not the worst series, not the worst storyline, just bad. This season, Dorit's swimwear line. Are we supposed to believe that in 90 days she conceptualized, funded, designed, manufactured, and organized a fashion show? The way it played out in the show, the timeline was that she was having meetings to start the line, found investors, created and designed swimsuits through sleepless nights while filming and traveling, meeting the co-creator and picking out fabrics a few weeks before the fashion show. Of course, PK stepping in and changing the name to the glorious Beverly Beach by Dorit. Fucking brilliant, PK. All this while raising, quote-unquote, her children, filming and throwing over-the-top attention whore PK party, and being the busy bee villain. That's what happens in this program. That is like the run of someone's storyline throughout this program. There's ones about them just getting divorced, them just hating each other. There's people sleeping with other people. Fucking
Sounds like soaps again.
That's what I'm saying. The only thing that you can consistently find entertaining from this is the bullshit that comes out of their mouths. Now, I found another article here, which is some outrageous quotes from some of these people. And it starts off strong. The first thing listed is Kim Richards saying to Brandy Glanville, "You're a slut pig," which is a collection of words. Yeah, followed straight up by with the riposte to that from Brandy Glanville to Kim Richards saying, "At least I don't do crystal meth in the bathroom all night long, bitch." Yeah.
Oh dear.
There is one of them called Lisa Vanderpump, who has turned out to be a very dodgy person. She's
What's her name?
Lisa Vanderpump.
Vanderpump.
So she has her own show as well, doesn't she? Vanderpump
Yes,
Rules.
called Vanderpump Rules, which is the same format, just transplanted with other people in it.
What the fuck is all this?
Exactly. I'm going to read this one out to you, and I'm just going to let it hang in the air. My dog is pink, so why shouldn't my pussy be?
What colour was it?
Has she got a cat? Does she have a cat or something?
No, she doesn't have a cat. that means literally what your worst thoughts think it means.
I mean, I've got kind of a rebuttal to this already. If I'm allowed to interject for a second.
Try and defend this.
I'm not defending it because I've never watched it, but what I'm saying is I believe these things exist to poke fun at people rather than admire them. Like, I believe it's to make normal people's lives feel a lot better. Like, you watch Geordie Shore and Jersey Shore and fucking, I don't know, Shore down the beach, I don't know what, Cardiff fucking Shore, all the shores. And you're watching them not because you, like, admire them. You're watching them because you want them to fuck up and be idiots, and it's Schadenfreude at its finest. It's human bear baiting.
I have a rebuttal to that, though.
Okay.
Because since those shows have come out, people have started looking like them. It's inspired a whole brand new fashion.
Yeah, there is that, isn't there?
It's
Also,
inspired a look.
I would say the difference between something like Geordie Shore and Jersey Shore and all that is they're just idiot kids having been given a wad of cash and having a stupid time. I fully think that these women are like this. I'm looking at when Gadget mentioned this, I've loaded up Best Bravo reality shows, and there is a fuck ton of them that all look exactly the same. Married to Medicine, Real Housewives of Pontiac, Real Housewives of New York, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Vanderpump Rules, Below Decks, and it is just an interchangeable line of the same looking women.
Yeah, the other thing as well, like, these things are so, like, the product placement in them is obviously, like, they go to these specific restaurants because those restaurants will pay Bravo to say, bring them here, cause a scene, it's advertising for us, that kind of thing. It's like all the products that they use. Like, there's so many, like, whenever I've, like, kind of, like I've seen Pip watching it, like, they'll be putting their makeup on and the camera will take a long lingering look at the lipstick on the side of the table and stuff like that. Like, it's just a vehicle to sell shit.
Why haven't they, like, expanded...
The other one, I'll just interrupt you here, Oodles. The last also point that I want to get on this. So these seasons are 24 episodes long, right?
Wow.
Which is mind-numbing.
That's an hour, isn't it, each one?
Yeah. The last 3 episodes of a season are the reunion episodes, where they've had all the plot lines going up to episode 21, and then they get all of the housewives in a studio to rehash the arguments again. And you've got the host sat there in the middle, just like poking
it's
the
just
bear.
that goggle box, isn't it? They're just watching themselves.
Yeah, he's just like, so you said she was a bitch in this episode. Do you have a rebuttal to that? No, I still think she's a bitch. Well, I think you're a bitch. And it goes on like this for hours. It's 3 parts.
I already know how to make the show better. So it's called The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Why don't they have the Undead Brides of Dracula? It's Dracula and his brides, and that'd be so much better.
Yes. I will finish my rant about this with one more quote. This is one from Eileen Davidson. Nice to meet you and your newly renovated vagina. That is a thing a human being has said to another one.
So I can't defend this show. I can't defend these shows. I find the people on it completely vapid and just horrible. And I truly believe that this is what they're like. And the only good thing that seems to have ever come from these shows is the meme of the women pointing and shouting at the cat.
Yes. Which is where this is from. It's from this precise show.
Yep. But that is not enough to save the Real Housewives of wherever the fuck they want to come from.
Transylvania.
So, bravo, reality shows. Into room 101, you go.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any room left.
There's a lot of those housewives to go down there.
Are we feeding them? Eat each other.
Biggie, what have you got from TV and film?
This is just a little bit slightly different, but you'll understand why. So for me, it's quite literally the streaming services that we all use, whether it's Prime, Netflix. And it's about, well, I probably pretty much put it down to the UI for the apps on your TV, however you're watching the streaming. It's the fact that it constantly changes all the time. So
Right, Grandad.
So if you log on to Netflix or Prime, at the very beginning when it was very first launched, you had quite simple little menus, and it would say, you recently added or currently
There was
watching.
only 50 things on it.
But now, every time you log on, they move around. You're currently watching is not there anymore. It's being replaced with something along the lines of, if you like Hungarian snuff movies, you'll like. Or there'll be a massive...
Why are you watching Hungarian snuff movies?
Is that a category?
There will be things
Send me the
like...
links.
Is this
Bollywood.
Netflix or something else?
There'll be... No, I'm just joking. It's obviously not exist. But there'll be Bollywood,
Alright.
Mexican, Korean movies all listed there. Absolutely fine because they're trying to be universal. But let me filter those out if I'm not interested. But you can't. They're all there, mixed in together. And then it will say something like, because you watched Police Academy, for example, why don't you watch a Hungarian snuff movie? It just...
Coming back to them.
They just
there a
don't
category on
link
Netflix I didn't know
anymore.
about?
For example, the other night, my wife and I wanted to carry on watching This Is Us, they referred to on the podcast. Went to log on to watch that, clicked on that, so I thought it was the continue watching section. It was, but it decided to suggest, why don't I start at season 5 when I'm in the middle of season 4? As the trailer started, I suddenly realised, because you have that previously on, that suddenly popped up on the screen, and I suddenly spotted something that we hadn't even seen before, so I managed to stop that just in time before anything else was revealed. Why do they keep moving
That's your own
everything?
hubris at play. That you need to be aware.
No, they should stick them on the main page because
Do you not
what are
save
you going
stuff
to do?
to your own list? I do on
Yes,
Netflix.
exactly. It's continue
You just
watching,
press up.
recently added, or go to your watch list. But recently added will be there when you first go on. The next time you go on,
You just press
that
up.
would have moved. Continue watching will have moved. It's not there anymore. It's now got some other irrelevant. Why don't you go and watch, I don't know, French police dramas set in a kitchen? It's just, it changes every time. And I'm so sick of going onto these streaming sites, trying to continue watching what I was going to watch and find it's moved again.
I don't think if it didn't change, I'd not watch half the stuff I've watched.
Yeah. This is called content discovery, Biggie.
No,
This is how they get you to watch new Hungarian stuff.
Come on, Grandad.
That's after that. You've got the different... That's what I'm saying. You've got the different categories. I absolutely have no problem with it underneath. But they keep moving. Currently watching. They keep moving. Recently added.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So is that your specific issue? Is it the fact that they keep moving your watch list?
Yes.
You just press
All
up.
the time.
This,
Every time I go on.
this, I'm
it's
afraid,
moved.
Biggie, is just the same kind of thing as when a social media changes a button slightly or moves a button somewhere. Facebook has changed
Or change the font.
the layout, or Twitter's changed the font or done something, and all of a sudden it's put it back to how it used to be. I don't like the new one, and
I
this
don't
is
like
what
change.
this is exactly what this is coming across as. And I think, unfortunately,
So you have never gone... So tell me, you have never gone onto Netflix or Prime and think, I'm going to carry on watching that show I was watching, and it's not there. It's gone from the main page. You have to find it, search it, even though it's in your watch list, even though it will obviously be in your currently watching list, but because that's moved as well, and they've replaced it with what
yeah,
they suggested.
stuff does move around, but it's
But
never
why?
bothered me.
Have it
This it's
underneath.
never out of all the things of TV and film. It's
a few
probably
buttons, isn't it?
It's probably one of the things that I'm least bothered about.
It
Prime,
annoys me
Prime
every
is shit
time.
in itself. It's a terrible
Every
layout.
time.
Prime's
If you-
always been
if-
bad.
If
Thank you.
you'd
This
have
is
come
what
to
I'm
me and
talking
just said Amazon Prime's layout, room 101 straight away. Like you wouldn't even have to.
I'm
like,
including all of them because they all do it. So
but your
surely it's
your
Too
fine.
broad.
your specific things of moving around. It just, unfortunately, Biggie, it's too.
Nope.
It's
I'm
too
not
much
happy
of that
with this.
complaining
I want
nature.
a group vote. I want a group vote.
You don't know who gets the choice. I make the choice.
I think the group's against you as well, Biggie, to be fair, mate.
I want Room 101 to go in the bin.
I genuinely love the discoverability of Netflix. It's one of the
I do
best for
too.
it.
I'm absolutely fine, but I want it underneath the two
My
things
watch list
I
is
want to go
curated,
to.
and my to watch list, and my films, and it's curated to within an inch. It's perfect. I press
No, it's not,
up
because
on my
you're telling me
keypad,
that has never
and it's
moved.
there.
Also,
It's moved.
right, this is just part of our lazy nature as human beings now is you can't be bothered to click left and search.
You lazy man.
Why?
I can't. Well, yeah, why? But like, if it's not there and it's bugging you, I'll just go left
I
and
log
search.
into Netflix. The first thing I want to see come up are the two things recently added or currently watching. Underneath that, have the trailer stuff move all the time. Not got a problem. But every time I go on there, currently watching has gone. I have to find it underneath 7 different
I
categories.
can already
Just
see
imagine
it.
raging. I don't want to watch this anymore.
I can already see it with Biggie. Biggie's like, Alexa, would you turn Netflix on for me, please? He doesn't even pick up the remote, does he? He just does it all automatic. Turn the lights on, please.
I've trained my 4-year-old to do that.
We've
No,
got
I
to
have
move-
to
we've got-
say,
we've got- sorry, Candy, go on.
I absolutely agree with Biggie here because it's 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes out of your life that you could,
2
it could have been.
minutes?
Yeah, 2
What are
minutes
you
is a lot.
doing?
We're not here for a complete. Like we're not here for infinity. We're gonna, that's 2 minutes that could be better spent. I could have gone to the fridge in that. I could have got a beer. No,
I mean,
Thank you,
that 2 minutes is a whole glass of wine for you, Candy, isn't it?
absolutely.
People
yeah, a
spend
bottle on
longer than
some
2
nights.
minutes scrolling through Netflix to find something
Yeah.
to watch, regardless.
Not if you're after something though. If you
I-
know what
if
you
you're
want to
after,
find.
if you know what you
Type
want
it
to,
in.
if you know what you find, you click search and you put in the first
Press
letter,
left.
and most of the time it comes up. It's literally something that you could do in about 10 seconds. It isn't 2 minutes.
We would need to if it was there when you
Yeah.
were bloody logged on.
Why
Right,
don't you get a Chromecast and do it on your phone?
Can I also just
That's another
can
step.
I just point out here that
What are you
Oodles'
talking
advice throughout all of this has been scroll up. The man who never scrolls up.
Only on forums.
Right, I've got to decide on this. And I'm sorry, Biggie, but this is not going in room 101. It's a very trivial thing that
I like it.
that you can
Biggie
get.
will
You can,
remember this.
so unfortunately, Biggie, your hang-ups about streaming services moving your continual watches is not going in.
It's just you being a fucking boomer.
You wait. You wait till you log on next, and you will know exactly where I'm coming from.
Mate, I know. I've seen
the
it.
world
I've seen him
knows.
move it out the way, and you go, "Oh, it's not there." And then I just kind of like Oodles. You scroll up. Oh, it's not there. I'll just do a search, and it's done
Yeah.
in 20 seconds, and I'm not bothered.
Seconds. 2
It
minutes.
hasn't bothered
What the
me.
fuck are you doing?
I never said 2 minutes.
Typing it in like my mum, like this, just going,
Yeah, looking
like-
and then
I'm
looking
sorry,
back up.
it's a remote
Yeah, but
one, the
that's how
thing
long
that
it
annoys
takes.
you. This is annoying.
To boomers.
Right, moving on. Candy, come on. TV and film. What's going in room 101 for you?
So mine, and we've spoken about this before, it's prequels that give baddies a sympathetic origin. I absolutely can't stand this. I love my baddies to be bad. Prequels in general don't sit particularly well with me. But this particular trend started tormenting me about 20 years ago, and it was with the Star Wars prequels. That's when it sort of first really took off. And at that point, it was novel to see a main antagonist become sort of a tragic hero. And I'll let those ones slide. Sort of before we were kind of left to just imagine what it was like. Imagine the story between Anakin Skywalker becoming Darth Vader and his turn to the dark side. It was so much better in our imaginations. Did we actually need to know that the reason he turned to the dark side is basically because he had a really bratty streak? You know, that's absolutely ruined it. Absolutely ruined it for me.
He also had a really pervy relationship with someone that was way too old for him.
I mean, she was only 4 years older than him.
Yeah, but he was like 8 when they first
Yeah,
started hitting on her.
that was creepy.
Are you an angel? Yeah.
We could have skipped that. We didn't need to know. We could have erased that from
And he's
our
not very
lives.
good with
Absolutely.
kids either.
So
No,
yeah.
not.
But it's just basically because he's a brat, and they stretched that out for 3 movies. But because that made absolute bank, everyone's doing it now, and it's like a particular Disney thing as well. So in recent years, I've been going back. In recent years, we've had Venom. So basically, he's having a bromance with his symbiote. We've had the Joker, where is it all in his head? Maybe. Cruella, who had a sort of tragic childhood and grew up to become just like a mother, and she didn't have the cigarette on a stick either. I will never forgive them for taking that away.
They don't smoke on films anymore, do they?
No.
Especially not Disney ones.
No.
You had X-Men First Class in the subsequent films following Magneto's life. And Maleficent as well. That's another big one. Don't get me wrong. I don't think these are necessarily all bad films. They're just not necessarily needed. It's a kind of a means to an end to continue a story that's already come to a conclusion. It's a way to milk it. And I just, like I said before, I just love baddies being straight up arseholes. What happened to the arsehole? There's going to be a film about the most heinous baddie that has no redemption, and it's going to come back. He was a saviour of all kittens.
Or like Genghis Khan. As a child. Genghis Khan Jr.
This is basically what Joker is, isn't it? The Joker should have no redeeming features, but they've made a film about where you actually sympathise with him.
And it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a good film, but it's not needed. I don't want to know about the Joker. The main point about the Joker is he's an unreliable narrator throughout all of the comics. We don't know where he came from. We don't know his actual history. It's been hinted at in various comics, but it's never been confirmed which one's the real history.
Yeah, that's true.
I have to try and take my critical hat off with this one because
I've got a rebuttal as well.
I'm trying to look at this from I'm not looking at it from the quality of the film. Because if it was, like, say, the Joker, I absolutely loved that. I thought Maleficent was really good fun. Some of the X-Men films I don't have a problem with. They're not all great. Some of them are terrible. But I tend to agree. I did say this on our main podcast. It's a film that's not needed. I always thought Cruella de Vil was, from my eyes, she is an iconic, horrible villain. There's nothing redeeming about her. Why do we need a film to kind of get her on her side?
Absolutely.
I know why.
Because of money.
This is one of the oldest tropes in history. They tried to make Judas Iscariot redeemable in Greek myths, in Egyptian myths. The baddies were always had redeemable characteristics. Even the other day, Candy, you said that Hannibal Rising's one of your favourites. That's about making the baddie redeemable. So
I've been hoisted by my own petard there.
Yeah, no conviction. This is one of the oldest tropes in history. That's why it keeps getting done.
It is, but is it needed?
Is it lazy? Yes. Don't get me wrong, it is lazy. But
where does it end? Are we going to get Jafar's origin story?
Well, no one's born bad.
Sometimes it's nice to just imagine why someone is bad, and I agree with Candy on this one. You don't need it to be filled out for you.
I just get why it exists. It's not that I don't disagree. It's just I understand it's...
If you look at Star Wars with Darth Vader before those 3 movies that don't exist, and the ones after, I guess. So really, basically just Star Wars. When you take the character of Darth Vader, you didn't know anything about him. But he just seemed completely a bastard. He just came across. You didn't see him do anything. He doesn't actually do a lot in that movie until, he's only in the movie for 40 minutes or something? Is that right? Over the trilogy or something like that?
Yeah, he's one of the least seen.
Yeah,
but you just know that he's done bad stuff. You don't need to know what it is. You just know he's done it.
That's because he's dressed in black. It's obvious.
Yeah, he's dressed in black, and he does this a lot. I know you can't see it, but he clenches his fist.
See, prequels in general as well. I don't want to know about things, and we don't need to know about a lot of first films are the film. That is their origin story.
There's a lot of that Disney has done right with redeemable bad guys and antagonists. Marvel films have done it really well, where you sympathise. I'm not going to specify whom because it's spoilers for certain people, but you've got really dictators, high up despots that you sometimes think, okay, yeah, there is redeemable qualities there. I think it can be done really well and interesting.
But do you need to see a film regarding that, or can you just
Do
kind of...
you think we could ask Zack Snyder to tell us the redeeming qualities of Darkseid?
Yeah. No, he personally can't do it. But I've read the redeemable qualities on Darkseid. It's different.
But then, are you
it's
ever
different in novels, and it's a lot different. You've got a lot more room to flesh it out.
Yeah, but in general, those are part of the... it's the same thing as this, really, isn't it? It's still a story being told.
Like I say, I'm not arguing against it. I'm playing devil's advocate. I get it. I get why it's there. It can make very interesting dynamic changes and stuff like that. Now, it's nothing new to any of us. Like I say, it's one of the oldest tropes in history of written word. But yeah, it's certainly a thing, isn't it?
I just feel like I can never watch, especially like a Marvel or a Disney film now, without there being a big bad and thinking, what's his reasons? Sometimes you just don't need a reason. Just be bad.
We didn't need these, did we, when we were a kid? Like, I mean, you can fully see Disney doing a Gaston film, can't you?
Oh, please
I won't
fucking
watch
no.
No, you wouldn't watch it, and it's pointless. But you can see them going, "What other villain can we do? Oh, I know. Let's do Gaston, or let's do Ursula."
I'd watch
Like-
the Ursula one.
But like, these are just... I mean, take the example. It's just... I'm struggling to try and take my hat away from the film, because something like The Wolf of Wall Street,
Yeah, redeemable baddie.
he's a horrible person in real life. He's not a very good person in the film, but the film has you rooting for him.
The reason that the word anti-hero exists for that very reason.
And it's... If I put this into Room 101, we'll never get the good films. We'll get the shit films, but we don't have to watch them ones. But then we'll never get the good ones, the really excellent ones. Like, that's what I'm struggling with here. I'm trying to weigh up my
I'm
options.
struggling to find them in my Prime UI.
Well, I wrote, as I've stated, I wrote a script called Hans Baby, which is about one of the worst characters in Die Hard, and he has redeemable qualities in my script. So are you slagging that off as well?
I haven't read your script yet.
Well, when you do, you'll understand. You'll be like, "Wow, this is incredible," and I was wrong.
So I'm looking at... Are we talking at here, Candy, about specifically ones of characters that are bad guys in one film and then a new film? So we're not talking about films about bad guys that show them being redeemed. So
yeah, I would.
we're not talking about... So I'm looking at a list of things like here. Not talking about the likes of Leon or... let's see what else of here.
What about
we've got,
Hannibal Rising?
Nightcrawler or Beetlejuice, things like that, where that's all within that one film. We're talking specifically about here we had a villain in a separate film, and we're going to do a redeemable film about them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been on screen. We've had a conclusion to that story, and then they go back.
Right. Okay. I think then, based on that, I'm going to take my critical hat off because I did love the Joker, but I agree. I think there are so many great films where the evil person is redeemed within that film, but
What
there
about
are so
Jojo
many
Rabbit?
films Yeah, but that's
I
not...
don't think that counts.
It's the sequel to World War II.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this one into Room 101.
Yes.
Category 2, Modern Life and World. We'll go back to you, Gadget. So what from the modern life or world do you want to put into Room 101?
I want to put in the incessant and ever obtrusive online advertising that we're bombarded with
Put it
every
in.
day.
Yeah. Straight in.
I am sick to the back teeth of... I spend a lot of time on Reddit and I browse a lot of articles now. It's where I do most of my reading, where I find most of my news, that kind of thing. Every time I pop onto a news article from The Independent, for example, you go on there, the article pops up, and just as you're about to scroll past that first paragraph, an advert pops up in the middle, so you go to exit that, then the page shifts and a video advert comes down, it starts
These
auto-playing.
adverts are more
Yeah.
powerful than ad blockers as well.
Yeah. Oh, you're desperately clicking that close button on there to get rid of it, with you're jabbing at your screen, and it goes away, and you scroll down, and then the page separates, and there's an advert behind the article. What level of advertising inception is this?
Have you ever been on IGN?
And
it's even worse on there.
Well, the worst thing is, and because people are smart when it comes to making money. They've worked out that because most people will consume things like this from Twitter or from Reddit or from Facebook or whatever, they've put in some bit of technology, which I fucking hate, because you read your article, you realise it wasn't worth it. You swipe left to go back to where you originally were, and it goes to a page of adverts.
Yes.
It doesn't let you swipe left again.
It does, the bastards.
I hate it. I hate it.
I
hate it as much as I hate that
to see
duck.
the one thing you were looking for, but can't find
Leave it, boomer.
So then you have to search further in the page to find it. Funny that.
No.
This is not an old man shouts at cloud situation.
How do we turn the router off?
I hate when, like you said, but on your desktop is where you click back and you just can't get off a page and it just keeps refreshing. You're just like, I just want to go back to my original page or search function and go back to that. Like
the other ones, like websites are now so dependent on advertising. If you go onto Eurogamer with an ad blocker on it, it doesn't let you look at the page. So please whitelist our website. I'm like, no,
I've paid for this
what's the other one? Fucking YouTube adverts. They're getting worse.
Yep.
They get worse. If I watch any video that's more than 5 minutes long on YouTube, I get like 3 fucking ad breaks in it with double stacked adverts
and all this cash.
But it's always the same adverts, and you can skip most of them after 5 seconds. That's fine. I'm sick of hearing the YouTube music fucking refresh playlist thing that comes up every 5 minutes. What I'm getting at the minute for the metro service in Newcastle. It starts off with a horrible bit of music, and as soon as I hear the bass slide in, I know I can skip ahead of it. That's how fucking conditioned I am, because I've seen that advert so many times.
I get a local advert for housing here, and it just comes up with the woman. She goes, "Hello, my name is Leslie, and I am this person on this." And I'm just like, go away. Like, I'm not buying a house. I've never looked at a house. I'm not interested. I haven't been on Zoopla or Purple Bricks or whatever. I've not looked at houses. Why are you trying to advertise a house to me?
I hate the ones that go, stop, don't skip.
Yeah.
Have you ever invested in Bitcoin? Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake.
I had until about 2 or 3 years ago, I used to constantly get the clear blue pregnancy tests, and I think now that I've just hit 36, they're like, she's missed the boat.
I do get Viagra.
She ain't getting pregnant.
Was a target woman of a certain age, now no longer of that age.
Yeah, now I get cat products.
Yeah,
crazy cat lady.
Send in the cats.
The weirdest one I get is because I watch LGR, Lazy Game Reviews, which, because I really like the nostalgia of what he does, because he does a lot of stuff with like 90s tech and like really old computers and like rebuilding like machines that like 486s and DOS machines, and I just find it really relaxing. Whenever I watch his channel, the adverts, I keep getting these adverts for fucking microcontrollers that fit on circuit boards and like power management systems. I'm like, what is his viewer base like to get shit like this? It's ridiculous. But the worst ones are when they're now getting into gaming, because as we all know, 2K games have started putting adverts in their NBA titles. You get a loading screen, you get a fucking Doritos advert.
Yeah.
You play Death Stranding, and there's adverts for the AMC TV series and
Monster
shit like
Energy.
that, or Monster Cans and stuff. Yeah,
that was horrendous. Norman Reedus
with green piss.
Yeah, and the newest one that's really got my goat on this is Facebook have announced that the Oculus Quest is going to have adverts within it.
Yay.
Within games.
God.
Yeah.
Have you ever broken the algorithm? Like the other day, I was looking at a new trailer for a new game that come out, and the advert was the trailer for that new game. I was like, I've won.
Yeah,
I've done it. So I just watched the advert.
You've seen all the adverts. Well, the worst thing is, well, like so then you get the inline ads which are like powered by Outbrain or whatever. Like, so, like, I don't know, like, when it comes to Christmas time, like, you're ordering a load of shit on Amazon that you wouldn't normally buy for yourself. And then for the next 3 months, all the adverts that you see on, like, Facebook or Twitter or whatever are these targeted ads for shit that you bought for somebody else.
Are you still into garden gnomes?
Oh, do you know what the worst thing is as well on Amazon? I've bought some...
Viagra.
No, I'm just trying to think. I've bought a mouse mat from Amazon. And then it starts suggesting mouse mats to me for until I find something new
just
that I want to
bought
buy. I'm
one.
like, I've already bought one from you. Stop suggesting new mouse mats to me.
Yeah, I bought new hedge clippers about a month ago. I'm constantly getting adverts now for power tools. I'm not a power tool person. I've never bought power tools before. I just needed hedge clippers.
The adverts did teach me about VPNs because I kept getting adverts.
Didn't
about
learn English, did they?
Yeah.
I learned English from
Yeah,
Lulu.
they taught me to use VPNs due to the adverts. I used to get porno ones all the time, and now that I've
That's the algorithm.
yeah, now that I've started using VPNs for and incognito searches for certain websites, I don't get them anymore. So that's nice.
Well, okay, that's the other thing. So it's not just the online advertising that's bombarded at you, but then again, as someone who spends most of his time watching YouTube, the sponsored content for NordVPN can fuck the fuck off because they don't explain what a VPN is properly.
Do you feel like when you see it all the time, do you feel like you just, oh, okay, I'll get NordVPN if you stop advertising it?
No, because that one legitimately makes me mad because what they do is they get a YouTuber. A YouTuber is a person that makes videos. YouTuber does not necessarily know what a VPN is, but NordVPN push a pile of money at them and a script.
Yeah.
The problem is the script is misleading.
You can watch American Netflix.
Because well, that's what a VPN is good for. That's a perfect example of it. What a VPN does not do is hide your activity from your fucking ISP or from the police or government or whoever. They can still see that. They just see the traffic's gone in a different direction.
Trust me, I've been in that
situation. It pisses
situation.
me off no end, that shit. And it's why I stopped watching Angry Video Game Nerd. Because at the start of every one of his videos now, there is a 2-minute advert of him talking in a very dull and boring voice about why you should have fucking NordVPN or Raycon headphones. Fuck the lot of it. Fuck you. Oh, no, fuck it.
Don't
I
ever forget,
I hate it.
Raid Shadow Legends have just released a new advert.
Okay, the best version of that is Internet Historian. Why people pay him for sponsored content is I don't understand because he takes the piss out on every advert he does. If you look on YouTube for Internet Historian's Raid Shadow Legends advert, it's incredible. It's art. It massively takes the piss out of the game. It's incredible.
And before we continue, we're just going to have a quick ad break.
No, word from our sponsors.
Hi, have you tried NordVPN?
Subscribe today and get free Viagra for a month.
But yeah,
And a mouse mat.
take away online advertising. It's almost getting to the point where I'm considering YouTube Premium just to make it stop.
Did you try the trial? I
No.
did.
And because I knew if you tried the trial and you cancelled it, they would just throw more
Oh yeah, that's
adverts
what they did
at
to me. And YouTube Premiums, it's all well and good and stuff, but I forgot that obviously when you close the browser or you lock your phone when you're watching YouTube, it just stops, doesn't it? Not on Premium.
What were you watching?
just things, and you press
Things? No. Be specific. What things?
women standing on bubble wrap.
Not the answer I was
In high
expecting, but
heels.
I'm so glad I got it.
High heels.
Strange
So you're
boy.
just fucking walking around Pontefract with popping
Yeah.
sounds coming out your pocket.
Japanese women as well. And they're going,
Right, you save this one for the guilty pleasures too.
I'm not guilty about it. It's the fact that I stopped it, put it in my pocket, and forgot that I had Premium. Going to my meeting at work, and just ever so slightly you could hear, and everyone's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "I don't know.
They're playing ping pong.
I don't know what that is." And then I've obviously swiped it away under the desk. So it's dangerous. It's a true story.
That was an interesting insight.
Right.
That's the best fucking side story we've ever
But
had.
leading back, it's because of the adverts that I tried the trial, because the adverts are so bad that made me do that and nearly get in trouble at work.
Right, okay.
Get 'em in.
Okay, let's get back on track. Because adverts are fucking shit, intrusive and annoying. And because it gave us that excellent anecdote there. Because they're going into room 101.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Right, Oodles, modern life. What you got?
I wasn't going to do this because people are just going to not understand my reasons, but I've tried to explain it. Gym culture.
That's fine.
Gym culture.
Mm.
So now I don't mean gyms. I don't mean exercise. I mean gym culture. So it's an expensive money spinner. You can do almost everything in a gym offers for free outside a gym. The culture is so toxic that literally everyone gets offended when you say it's bad. People that go to gyms like, gyms aren't bad. I don't mean people that go to gyms. So I'm not slagging off PT instructors. I think they provide an excellent service for people that need it. But there's too many meatheads following junky plans and buying everything off the shelf at that local GMC. Also, too many people not being committed or not being able to commit because of false or contradicting information put in their head by famous fitness influencers, leading them astray, and ultimately quitting and then having a bloody contract for another 2 years that they don't do because they're pressured into getting this gym membership. Now,
Right.
I think they are vultures, these gym people. I've been to the gym once. I've told it on the podcast how I was mocked for not doing it correctly or not looking how I should or not wearing what I should, and I just felt like it was such a horrible bullying environment. I know that was one gym.
What were you wearing when you went to the gym?
Shorts. And just
Just shorts.
no, shorts and a t-shirt. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I wasn't like I'm not a big boy. I'm thin, and it was just awful. And you see people like glugging these protein shakes like that. Oh, I've got. Oh, if I don't eat 7 chickens today, I can't go to the gym. Why? Why not? Because someone's told you. You know what I mean? This is what I mean. Like people say, oh, I've just paid £8 to go on running machines. Why didn't you just run outside? This is what I mean. That's what I'm trying to get across. I think the culture's negative. So for people that go to the gym, explain to me why it's not.
I think you are coming from from a weird stereotypical thing where you think everybody in the gym is a meathead.
No.
And
But you did just say there's too many
There is.
meatheads.
There's too many meatheads. There are guys in. So
And women.
I go to the gym regularly, and there are people there with big muscles, a lot bigger muscles than me.
I don't believe you.
They pay no attention to me. I pay no attention to them. I've never been bothered by them. I've never been mocked by them. They don't even talk to me. For me personally, I go to the gym because I enjoy it. It's a getaway from me.
Is there a specific reason why you wouldn't have that equipment in your house apart from expense?
Yeah, because it costs about 10 grand to put everything that the gym has.
Do you
and
use
I need
everything?
to build a massive extension. Everything I use in the gym, I could not fit in my house. I've got one exercise
I
bike.
appreciate
and
that.
It's not a very good one. So let's put it into context, right? And I know we don't really like talking about this stuff much, but before lockdown happened, I got in the best shape of my life that I had been for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all during the gym work. As soon as that gym shut, the motivation to go out and try and run and try and do stuff at home just wasn't there because it's not the same.
In what way?
It's not the same. The idea of like I can just go to the gym and it's my kind of getaway. It's my hour or sometimes up to 2 hours of just being in my own head.
Can't you
and
go
do my
running
own
around
thing.
town?
I don't like running.
Mm.
Running hurts my knees. Running hurts my back. I went for a run tonight. I didn't particularly like it. I did it because
You've had too many
I'm going to miss
biscuits.
the gym. That's one of the reasons. But I went for several runs during lockdown and I absolutely hated it. And subsequently, all the work that I'd done in the gym just went off. I go into the gym, I've got machines there and I've got a plan and know
Do you
what
pay
to
for a
do. And I stick
subscription?
my head. I pay a monthly fee, which I can cancel at any point I want.
But you do know, you are aware of those weird contracts that some of them have, aren't you?
Yeah, you can pay for a full year if you want because you get money off. But that's like any contract.
Mm.
Any contracts like that. And it's like you can pay £25 a month for something, or you can pay the equivalent, which will mean it'll be £20 a month if you pay for it all up
I
front.
understand that.
Like, Amazon Prime is like
Yeah.
that. It's cheaper to buy it the year out rather than monthly. I just think that you're coming from a very negative place where
Yes, I am.
it's a very like stereotypical kind of view on the gym. And I, someone who goes to the gym regularly, do not see anything that you've just said there.
That's why I was a bit like, should I mention it? But like, if I
It's
if I wanted
fine.
to
It's
get
your
healthy,
thing.
like, let's say I wanted to lean up or muscle up, I wouldn't go to a gym, not out of principle or anything like that. I'd hire a personal trainer that would come running with me and have me doing what I need to be doing for my core and showing me how to do press ups properly and
they cost you about 4 years worth of gym membership.
Really?
Because I've looked
to
into
get free
it.
PT instructors at gyms.
Not necessarily. I
don't need them.
I have a PT at the gym, and my gym membership costs about £25 a month, and I pay her on top of that £120 a month. But she is showing me how to exercise safely. Bear in mind, I'm a 28 stone man. Like, I go into the gym.
You're already seeing the benefits from that, though, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. I'm seeing the benefits of it. I have exercised for years, trying to do various gyms by myself, and I just had no success. I would hurt myself. I'd give up. I'd be miserable about it. And then when I started with my PT, she showed me like some good exercises, which I'm having success with. I mean, the first time I went there, I was struggling to do chest press with 9 kilogram dumbbells. Today I did it with 22 kilogram dumbbells.
But as I stressed in the beginning of my argument, I think PT instructors are a necessary aspect. I believe that's the way to do it. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
I've never used to be a PT instructor. I don't.
The other thing is with gyms itself. I mean, it depends what you want to do. Like, if I want to get fitter, like cardio fitter, I'll go walk.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to build muscle to burn fat.
Okay.
So I need the safety of the gym, because on top of everything, they obviously have the machines and all that. They have the right weights and all that. You are around people who can help you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's been loads of times when I've been there and like there's been no PTs around. I've just tapped someone on the shoulder and says, "Can you show me how to do this?" Because I've seen him do it.
I wish they were like that with me.
And the thing is as well, like, I understand the meathead argument. There are always going to be some dickheads in a gym, but everyone I've ever dealt with, like, you would think me walking into a gym the size that I am, the way I look, people would rip the piss out of me trying. No, people high five me. People like encourage me to keep going because they see me week in, week out. I go 3 times a week religiously. I see the same people when I go there, and they're cheering me on. So I think you've had a bad experience with the gym. I think that's coloured your opinion on it. I mean, not discounting what's happened to you at a gym, but I think there's more to them than you realise.
He's right in the sense that there are gyms which will just be shovel this down you, take these steroids, take these then.
Yeah.
But they're very specific that people will seek
They're
them
like
out.
powerlifter gyms.
Yeah, people like, not even that, it's just like if you're that kind of person who's going to take those things and follow those plans, you'll seek that kind of gym out. If you're just a regular person like Gadget and myself, we just go to a regular gym. We pay for that because
it was a regular gym I went to. It was the staff that were the horrible thing, not the people there.
Yeah, but if you go to a gym like one of the chain gyms, like I go to Pure Gym, for example, you know, they have corporate standards. Like the people have to behave a certain way because they are the employees of a large business.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what you need to look at. Like independent gyms.
It was
are
a
the ones I found that
Bannatyne
have
gym,
been
if
the worst.
anyone's wondering.
Well, why would you want to put money in his
I
pocket?
didn't know what.
Exactly.
The closest one.
I think that culture does exist, but I think it's easy to spot the people that are going to be like that, and sort of rarely do they encroach on what you're doing. And like Gadget said, a lot of the time it can be quite encouraging, but I do agree that culture does exist, and it can be quite intimidating, especially if it's one of the first times you've gone and you do feel a little bit unsure of yourself. And if you are feeling a little bit self-conscious, it is easy to think that people are maybe saying or thinking things about you when really they might just be concentrating on what they're doing and frowning because exercise is
I mean,
hard.
the main thing, like I stated in my argument, it's not the actual act of being in the gym and getting healthy that I've got the issue with. It's the culture where it's like how it's turned into like a rite of passage. Like, you're not an Instagram person unless you post pictures at the gym, or you're not a
Hey, I must be an Instagram person.
You're not a cool guy unless you've got a protein shaker. Now, I've got one of them, but not for protein shakes. Yeah, you're not.
I've taken protein shakes. I've done that. I've eaten healthy. And
it's
all
not
helped.
doing that because obviously there must be benefits. 'Cause everyone's fucking doing it. It's this.
But I don't think gyms are a con. It's a service.
No.
There is a certain lifestyle ethos that I think is what closer to what you're thinking about, Oodles. It's more like the kind of the fitness influencer lifestyle.
That's what I'm saying. Like on my Facebook, every single day, regardless of what time of day it is, and it's probably the people that I'm friends with, I can see, just been to the gym. Oh, lifted this, lifted that. Okay, cool. I'd rather learn about. I prefer the post of, I've just lost 2 stone in the last 2 months. Then I'm like, yes, come on.
But also, yeah.
Also, I post that in our Discord.
The other way around.
That's what I mean.
The other way around is
that's what I want to see.
The other way around.
No. Me saying that I've lifted
but
this.
It's different because I know you're not that kind of person.
They could be looking at your post. You say that, but they could look at your post about something you like and just go, "He's fucking talking about that again."
It's coming out.
Well, Oodles has completed another game for.
I don't talk about games on Facebook.
But do you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like I've kind of got to the point where if people post what they've done at the gym or it's fine. One of my good friends has worked his ass off this last year to get it into shape, and he wants to show that off sometimes. I just don't think that's.
I know it's the same as when you get a new haircut.
I don't think that's an issue.
I'll take a picture of a new haircut, a new dye job, or some new clothes. I get that, but I think it is. It's just there's a dark side to that culture, and people that go to the gym for the good like you guys, the good people, the nice people that are doing it for genuine health reasons, are overshadowed by this dark side to it. Where like you said, you see people in changing rooms sticking needles up their ass and stuff, and just there's a dark side to it. Like if you're not going to the gym, you're a fucking bum. Like no, I'm not a bum. I'm just skint. I can't afford that.
Yes, I think it's the bros, isn't it? And the bro
science.
science.
And the brosettes. It's just, I don't know. This.
I think your arguments changed too many times during
this.
That's
fine. I knew it was a fucking.
It was going to be a hard sell, to be honest. Like I said, I'm trying to be as unbiased as I can with these, but I don't think that that's a very good argument.
In my own argument, I said I don't know why I'm bothering.
Yeah, it's changed. Your arguments changed so many times to. Oh no, I didn't mean that. No, I didn't mean that. I meant this, and I just don't think that there was. Sorry, I don't think you had enough conviction.
Okay, I don't like the gym culture.
Sorry,
you'll never see me in one
going in
unless it's called Pizza Gym. Oh,
you don't need to. Pizza Gym. So yeah, sorry, that's not going to room 101.
I'll just be skinny forever.
So who's next? It is Biggie.
Okay. Well, considering how well my last one went, I don't think this is going to go that well either. It's quite simply accepting cookies requests. They just do my absolute fucking nothing. Especially since GDPR came out. Then all of a sudden, every time you go to a website, it might have been a website you've been to before, it keeps coming up, even if you have your settings done. It's infuriating. Accept these cookies. Manage your cookie settings. Every time. If I've gone to a website that I want to review, I'm quite happy for them to take those cookies on. Give me cookies. I've been eating cookies all my life. It's not a problem.
I wish they weren't called cookies.
Is it an acronym for anything?
Give me that information. If it's going to help me see the website I want to see quicker, just do it. I don't need to just say, yes, I want that. It pops up all the time. And sometimes, yes, I clear the settings or I refresh something so maybe it comes up again. That's fine. But it happens everywhere you go. Every site you go to, it's the first thing that pops up. You think you're looking for something, you're in a rush, you want to quickly read something. No, it's blocked what I'm reading because now I've got to accept the cookies. Just does my nutting. That's it.
I think I agree with that one. And it falls into the same kind of category as adverts, doesn't it? It's when you're trying to read an article and there's more adverts than article, you have to click off 100 different things before you can actually read the article. There was one really good one, and I think it was on the Daily Mash or a site like that. And the pop-up came up, do you accept these cookies? And one of the answers was like, yeah, whatever. You could just click on yeah, whatever. It's like, that's perfect.
I don't even think I know what they are.
So it's stuff that keeps your every time. So you can, yeah, so do I.
Yeah, but the one they're specifically asking you about is tracking cookies for advertising.
Say cookies again.
which links
Cookies.
in.
I had to deal with this with Pippa. Cookies.
Cookies.
I tell you what, man. I'm going down the bookies and I'm going to eat some cookies while I'm there.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Rock out now.
It's literally a sentence I said to Pip about an hour ago.
Are we not back in the territory of old man shouts at clouds here?
It sounds like it.
Oh, fuck off.
It's
really?
literally one click. It doesn't even bother me. I've got nothing to hide.
It's probably about 2 minutes. Of
Yeah,
clicks,
for them
Candy.
guys. The boomers.
It's the clicking and the wine. That's the trouble.
I get that they're annoying, and you've probably got your bloody HR hat on with GDPR.
It means I don't have to put my passwords in every time, doesn't it?
No, not really.
No, they're
It's
tracking
just-
cookies for advertising. That's exact. It's all about websites having to be accountable for the data that they hold on you. So I
bet they rue the day they held my data. The poor bastards.
Well, the thing is, if you say no to it, you still get adverts, but it means that website won't
There'll just
track
be random stuff.
you. Yeah, it just won't be targeted advertising aimed at
So
you.
I don't like
Always
advertising.
That's what
I
that
obviously
stuff's there
can't
for.
like this then, can I?
It's like a privacy thing.
Oh, it always seems to be harder to say no, though, doesn't it?
The thing
big
is, though,
buttons
like-
and yes,
like-
and then-
Exactly. Just let
I'm
me
kind
have
of
it.
leaning
Just-
on the
I don't need
on
to
the
say
side
yes
of
or no,
if
just
I
do
were
it.
like I've got no choice, I'm going to get adverts, and as we all agree, we hate them. But I'd rather them be tailored to me than random shit. So I agree to
No,
cookies.
because then I end up spending money.
Ah,
I
you see,
can't-
the trick is
I
if you
hate
don't
it when
have money in the first place, you never spend it. It's brilliant.
Yeah. But then if the adverts are tailored to you, Oodles, then you're scrolling through a news article showing someone something at work, and you're getting adverts for wee body pillows.
I do see them a lot.
Unless you're using NordVPN. $59.99 a month.
Dollars?
I don't know. I don't want to be horrible and not put it in another one of yours and Biggie, but it's just a click,
Yeah,
innit?
one click.
One click and it's done. It's out your way. It's a screen.
Not even a click on your
and
phone. It's just
on
a
your website.
press.
Click
Yeah.
and the ad is done.
I
There's a couple
just
of pricks on my screen at the moment.
said click, not prick.
It just seems to me like
Honestly.
it's a man that remembers his 56k dial-up modem and wishes for the bygone era.
Not at all. It just annoys the shit
He
out
misses
of me.
AOL,
Which is what
doesn't
I'm
he?
up for.
Welcome to AOL.
Is Room 102 available?
And that is what the show's about. It's about things that annoy you. I just don't think it's.
It doesn't annoy you?
No.
Yes or no?
You just get used to it, don't you?
Yeah, it's a part of life. And if I'm being honest, like, yeah, some of my personal data I won't have out there, but if it's just tailored to ads, I don't really care.
So exactly. So you don't need the. That's the whole point. You don't need it to.
It
pop
sounds
up
like
in the
you've got a
first
lot
place.
to hide,
No one's
Biggie.
bothered. No one's bothered.
No one
Just
is
let it
bothered,
go. You
but
don't
also I'm
need
not
the
bothered
pop-ups.
about
What's
it
the
being
point?
a click. Is anyone bothered? I mean, Oodles, you're not bothered. I don't know what
I'm
Gadget.
bothered.
I love clicking.
Gadget's not
I like
bothered.
just clicking like things that light up. I'm like a budgie. It's like pressing things.
Yeah.
Suddenly makes
I'm
more
not,
sense.
I'm not dragging this on. Sorry, Biggie. That one's not going in room 101.
Oh, boomer.
Right, Candy, what have you got for modern life?
This one is doing it for the gram, and so it's just Instagram in general,
Like posing
really.
in the mirror at the
And
gym.
literally, as I was about to say, yeah. Oh, that's sexy. Oodles touched on it with the gym selfies. You're not doing it. There's no. What benefit are you getting from posting a gym picture? You're not checking your own form or anything. You can do that in the mirror.
I do like the before and after ones. They're good.
That's different. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. But it's people showing up to sort
Every
of
day,
shows
same
and events
pose.
for the sole sake. It's when they have like those moving pictures and your muscles just get bigger over time.
Yeah.
But it's when people do things for the sole sake of recording it or taking a photo. They don't actually want to go to this event. They just want to take a photo so people have seen that they're there. It's like stopping real fans getting tickets. It's impossible
Oh, when they
to
say,
get a
I'm off to
ticket to
see
any
the Foo
like,
Fighters,
big show.
and all the way through, you're like this.
Yeah, they don't watch any. They don't take their eyes off their phone. Like how many? Have you ever taken? I think we're probably all guilty of it. You've taken a video on your phone of a band that you're going to see. How many times have you gone back and watched that video now? The kind of the
I don't
shaky
take my phone
cam,
to
the
gigs
horrible
because
blown out.
I'm going to lose it.
That's very wise.
went to a gig once, and he basically said, "Should everyone put your phones away? You don't need your phones because, like, I just want you to listen to this song. It's like just this one song. Like the rest of the gig, you can have your phone, but just this one song." And I just thought, yeah, like, why? Like, people constantly there with the phones in the air. I'm just like watching it through the phone. Watch the guy on the fucking stage, not the guy on your stage through your phone.
I think all
like,
gigs should have signal blockers so you can't get any 4G.
Yeah, I agree. Like,
but that's not going to stop them taking photos. But it's just people aren't making memories, are they? They're not living in the moment. They're just
all
watching
gigs should have
everything through a
EMP grenades going off.
Yes,
but that is a different thing.
That's not going to affect the equipment at all, is it?
So filming at a gig is a different thing. We're getting off track there, I think, a little bit. We're doing it for the gram. Are we specifically talking the influencer type of people, or just people in general, just like uploading their food or say their garden progress?
No, I think it starts with the influencers.
Or uploading their actual work for Instagram so people can see it.
I like that.
No, I think it starts with the influencers, and
because
it's being there to be
you do
seen.
that. That's what I mean. Like, if it's like you said, Instagram,
tattoos on there.
That is your work.
That is work.
That is work.
Out of the five of us, you use Instagram the most.
Yeah,
Candy.
you want to. You have to use that to show your work. So I'm trying to grasp here. You said Instagram in general, and I was like, well,
doing it for the gram is a culture, though.
Doing it for the gram.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to start uploading pictures of me trying to find shit on Prime. I can't find it.
I'm just going to reply with the old man points shots at clouds.
Welcome to Boom 101.
Okay, so we're talking about just people who specifically just want the likes. They're just looking at
they're doing it for the likes. Look, there's nothing wrong at all with taking a memento. There's, if it's a special day, something you want to share with your family, something you want to keep to sort of document a time in your life, that's absolutely fine. It's the doing it to be seen, the doing it to show off, the doing it for the likes. That's what I have a problem with.
Fake influencers. They're not actually at influencer level yet.
Yep.
They don't get paid to do it, but they think they do. They think they're at that level, and it's ridiculous. They haven't got a blue tick or anything. They're not an official affiliate. But like, if I constantly put pictures on my Instagram of Dragon Soup, and they weren't even commenting on it, nobody cared, and I just kept doing it, like forcing your way into that influencer sphere. It's a bit odd.
Actually, that is something I've always wanted to ask you, Candy. Has anyone ever asked for you to do a tattoo in return for an Instagram post on their Insta?
Yeah, I've been asked for discounts and stuff. Normally I just ignore them, but I do have a plan when somebody's full out sort of just asked for a free tattoo. Well, what I was going to do is I say, every time you send somebody in, I'll give them a £10 voucher to give to you, and then you can use it against your tattoo. So that way you know that they are actually sending people in, which is fine. It's just a form of advertising.
Yeah.
But if it's an influencer saying that they're an influencer just because they're saying it.
And you go, wow, you've got 200 followers?
Yeah, great.
So I know someone that like what Oodles is talking about, and she started out a kind of family Instagram thing.
Oh, they're the worst.
Where everything is so perfect. The kids' room is perfect. The house is perfect. There's never a mess.
Are they all in the garden
the
hugging with shades on?
Yeah, and the lighting is perfect and everything. And fair play to her. She has more followers and she gets free advertisement stuff. But that kind of shit really just gets under my skin. It's just like, and especially when people use their kids.
Do you know what my favourite is? I've seen it a lot lately as well, where they'll go, just redecorate the kitchen. Oops, I forgot to move the Max and Spencer's shopping bags.
When they say sorry about the mess.
Yeah, sorry.
And there's like one
sorry for the mess. My cushion fell off my $5,000 sofa.
Yeah, and I scroll through this. People could listen to this now and just go, that just sounds like jealousy, but it's not. It's because everything feels so staged. Let's go for a walk in the woods, and oh look, me and my husband and my 2 kids are holding hands. Who's fucking taking the picture? They've set everything up to show them walking through this wood with like the leaves everywhere and all the lighting's perfect. Yeah, and it's just like, oh, you just happened to take a picture at the perfect moment of something. No, I bet you probably tried that about 10 times to get that picture.
Or the girl leading the man by the hand towards a beach
God, I
or
hate
something.
That one.
Oh, look, I look so beautiful asleep. I never knew.
Yeah.
They caught me sleeping.
My least favourite one is another one as well, where they go, oh my God, I haven't had McDonald's in like 15 years and I just got a little Big Mac and like, oh my God, carbs. Remember carbs? Like, fuck off.
Go fuck yourself.
I actually do look beautiful to sleep. If anybody wants to see that,
that's the
just
best
DM
when they
me.
go, oh my God, I can't believe my boyfriend caught me sleeping, but it's just the hand in their hair with a phone.
You can see the reflection.
The best ones I've seen, and it's the most pointless reason to have an Instagram account, because it's not their main Instagram account, because I got followed by someone who I do follow on Instagram, by their house when they bought a new house, and they set up an Instagram. They set up an Instagram account to detail moving from their old house to their new house and how they were going to decorate it. Not like a house renovation thing, not like a big project kind of thing. It's just like, no, this is our new household.
It's just reminded me. Fucking dogs, cats, pets, Instagrams.
Oh fuck, I'm guilty of that one.
Fuck off with your dog Instagrams.
It's because doesn't Panda have two?
He has one.
You are going in room 101.
Stig, my cat has just followed you on Instagram.
I'm gonna reject it.
It's gonna like all your gym pictures.
I do put stuff on stories every now and again, but that's it. Anyway, we're going to get into our final category here now. This is the kind of people that annoy you. What kind of people annoy you, Gadget? I mean, I think we've just touched on some of them, but this is specifically the kind of people that annoy you.
Boomers.
The kind of people who annoy me, Oodles.
Room 101, boom! Next one.
I will be the king of the underworld.
Yeah. No, the people who annoy me are those people who make their solitary interest their entire personality.
Oh God, yeah, I know exactly. Oh,
so it can kind of dovetail a little bit with Oodles' distaste for gym people, because there are some gym people who are like, I'm a gym guy.
Don't do anything else but gym.
Exactly. And it kind of also does dovetail with Candy's point about people doing it for the gram. You know, they're influencers. That's all they do. That's all they talk about. Talk about the numbers and what they're doing on the socials and that kind of thing.
Mm.
But yeah, there just seem to be these people in this world whose lives are so fucking empty. They'll find one little unique thing in their life that they enjoy, and their entire life becomes
like yo-yo people.
Well, okay, so case in point, when I was a teenager, I was this particular kind of arsehole. Because I was the kid that played guitar. Literally, all I talked about, playing guitar. Because I felt empty as a teenager and I had nothing in my life, so I glomped onto the one mildly interesting thing about
the only skill you had.
Thankfully, I got more interesting as I grew up, and I broadened my horizons, and now I'm just an all-purpose dickhead, you know, as we all are. But yeah, it just really pisses me off that you get people who like people who their whole thing is like, hey, look at all these tattoos I've got. So, okay, what else goes on in your life?
Nothing.
Just the
No
tattoos.
time.
Yeah. Or the proper fucking.
I mean, you're not winning any, winners is over here. Like,
no, well, yeah,
but I know I have other things.
Yeah, you people have more things in your life. Like, I'm not taking
the gym,
or like the circle jerk gamers. Like, our perennial favorite on the Discord, AP99. His entire life seems to be the fact that he is a Sony fanboy.
Not anymore.
Well, not anymore. He's got an Xbox, but
no conviction, that lad.
No, less conviction than Oodles.
Agreed.
But these people just they wind me up, because any conversation you can get into them, they will just lead it there, regardless of whatever you're talking about. The ones that have been pissing me off the most recently are crypto people.
Oh, they're the worst. They're foul.
People into cryptocurrency. I see them on Twitter all the time, and like there was this one guy I used to follow him. I actually had to unfollow him. He was a nice guy. He's talking about gaming all the time on Twitter, and it just got to a point where I noticed ever since the GameStop thing happened at the beginning of the year, everything became about this holding stocks and shares, and then crypto, and then he's talking about different cryptocurrencies, and you should buy this, you should hold this, you should sell this. I'm like, fuck off.
It makes me laugh when they
wrong
say,
with you?
"Oh my God, I made $4 million this week." Well, stop then. I fucking would.
Or the what's the other one that drives me batty? Oh, it's people who are just obsessed with gambling on the football.
Oh, the Aki people.
You get to
accumulator people.
Yeah, accumulator people.
They're just
people who are
vultures,
constantly
mate.
like. I used to work with a couple of people like this. They would, you'd be at work, you'd be talking about work things, and then they'd be sitting there thinking, Newcastle,
Yeah.
they're not doing
I know
too
an
well
Aki
this
person.
weekend. Yeah, and they're like thinking, I'll put 50 pence on this, and if it comes in, I'll make £4 billion. Like,
There's one guy
It's
I
like,
work
yeah,
with.
but
and
one-
on payday, he puts half his wages towards stuff, and the other half of his wages, and I'm talking hundreds and hundreds of pounds, into an accumulator every fucking month.
has he ever won?
A few times, and it's massive. It's a massive yield, but
Fucking hell.
what a fucking gamble.
But yeah, it's literally gambling. But yeah, so you get people who are like that, and that becomes their entire personality.
Yeah, that is
And
all he talks
it's
about.
So, yeah, it's all they will talk about all day, every fucking day, and you just think there must be more to life than this one interest that you have. Like, do you read a book? Do you watch a film? Do you go for walks on the beach? But just
That's
tell
the
me
glory of
something
being a
else about
nerd
you
as
other
well.
than
You've
you're
got
into
so
football
much, haven't you?
accumulators.
You've got so much.
Well, that's the thing. The stereotype of nerds is that they get obsessive about one thing. He's a Sega nerd. He's a PlayStation nerd. He's into D&D. He's into one thing. But the whole assumption is the stereope is that you're into
Yeah, but
one
you're not,
thing.
are you?
Like, no,
No.
I love so many fucking nerdy things. It's unreal.
It's like when you're off work and people are like, oh, were you not bored when you're off work? No, because I've got more interests. I've got plenty of interests to keep me going for a week. I don't just sit at home, bored out my mind. It used to do my head in with a girl I used to work with. She's like, I was just bored. I wanted to come home. That just means you're boring.
Yeah, I had
Doesn't
someone
mean that's all it means.
Someone at work the other day, they're like, because obviously you only get like 5 hours after work, don't you? And then next day, back to sleep. Next day, what did you do last night? I went, I just watched a bit of telly and played my piano for a few hours. You played your piano for a few hours? What do you mean? I'm like, yeah, I do other things. I've got,
I don't just go home and sit and wait to come back to work.
It's so fucking. Well, what do you do when you go home? Well, I have tea and then we just sit on the sofa until bedtime.
Yeah, I think people like that. The same girl, she's never going to listen to this, so it's fine.
She doesn't do anything.
She didn't.
Yeah.
She was in bed by she'd put her kids to bed. They'd have dinner. She'd be in bed by 9. I'm like, the fuck? You're bed by 9.
That's
You get up, you
prime
come
time,
to work.
isn't it, to do things?
You go home, you have tea, you put your kid to bed, you go back, you go to bed yourself. I'm like, this is why I stay up.
Yeah, you do your hobby, don't you? You do your hobbies.
I stay up late because I like to watch film, I like to play a game, or read a book, or do something. I've got plenty of stuff I can
Same.
do. This is one of them. Doing a podcast is one of them. Like, I don't get bored.
I've never been
I
bored in
just-
my life because I've got my own mind to
Because-
contend with as well.
Totally agree.
Because I've got more than one interest.
The worst one that I'll say, and I don't want to get too deep into it because I will start ranting about it, but is people who they take this interest and become their personality, but in a fan way.
A stan way.
Your K-pop fans, your football obsessives, these
Todd
people
Howard
who
obsessives.
You what?
You Todd Howard.
Todd Howard obsessives. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm so attacked. I wasn't even listening for a second. I tuned out. Like, hang on a minute.
That's how we know you're listening. But yeah, these people who will take this one thing that is unattainable. So like when it comes to football fans, like you're never going to be a manager of a club. You're never going to play for a club. That kind of thing. It's like the odds of getting into that lifestyle are infinitesimally small. In the same way that you're never going to date someone from BTS.
What?
I know. I'm sorry to break that to you, Oodles.
Fuck's
But-
sake.
Or grown-up Harry Potter fans. I'm just swinging wildly here, but not all Harry Potter fans. I worked with a woman
You just
years
ruined
ago,
your
and again,
case.
she won't be listening to this. No, I was having a bad day at work once. I was having a really fucking bad day, and I was being a bit snippy with people, and I agree, I was in a bad position. This woman comes trotting over to me wearing a Gryffindor lanyard with a work pass on it, and she says,
Such a Hufflepuff thing to say.
that's literally what she said to me when I said I was having a bad day.
Oh, I'm mocking her, and that's what she said.
She
you're
said
such
that
a
to me,
Hufflepuff.
and I nearly beat her to death with a monitor. I didn't, but the temptation was there.
I
And
wouldn't be able to stop. That's
and
the difference between me and you.
So Whereas, and I know,
the lanyard.
yeah. I know Stig and Candy use our fans of Harry Potter. I'm not talking about you as fans. I'm talking about these
Stands,
obsessive people.
Super stalker
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah, these super stalker fans, these people who will put what Hogwarts house they are in their Twitter bio or shit like that,
Or on the front
obsessively
door of
talk
the
about
house.
it,
This is a Slytherin house.
or on the front door of the house. The people who have Harry Potter themed weddings.
Yeah, I think that's it's not fair on the guests.
Like, yeah, have a bit more personality about yourself. Do more, learn more. It's just. Yeah, I'm going to start ranting about this now, but yeah, the people who make one thing of their entire personality, fuck them.
I don't really know anyone like this, so I was just kind of sat here thinking, right, Gadget's going to have to talk me round. Like, he's going to have to come up with some good arguments. I think he's come up with some good arguments.
Especially with the stands. 'Cause they're the worst.
I think and he's got me involved in the conversation, ragging on these people. So yeah, those kind of people.
Yeah, you don't realise you know these people until someone points it out.
There are people that have like BioShock wallpapers and stuff like that.
One of many things I
I'm
enjoy.
only kidding. I've got a Batman thing there.
You know, with the BioShock mural behind my guitars.
He does, yeah, and his D&D books.
And my
Oh my God,
D&D
and you're a
books.
podcaster. You've got
And
so
my
many
gaming
things.
pieces. Exactly.
Right.
I have at least 3 things.
Let me make it official. These people are going in room
Stands.
101.
Goodbye.
3 for 3, baby.
Right, Oodles. What kind of people annoy you? I know what it is, but this is going to be tough.
Gamers.
Pardon?
Now, I want to be clear.
There are 5 of
I
us
wanna
on
be
this
clear.
podcast. Mr. Dragon
I want to
Quest.
be clear. I don't mean people that play video games. I mean people that say, I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer. It's pretty similar to what you were saying earlier, but so the average gamers we all know nowadays is probably in the 30s because we were there when it started. A game.
I really fucking hope not if we're 30.
No, but you know what I mean. When the boom happened, we've been there, haven't we? In his 30s, like the 8-bit.
I mean, Biggie might have been there for it. We weren't.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. But what I mean is the gamers that like stay.
The Big Bang woke me up.
It's people that stay. Oh God, I'm a gamer. Oh my God, I play FIFA and Call of Duty every year. Oh my God. Those kind of people. You're not a true gamer unless you've prestiged on fucking Battle Chicken Royale fucking art.
So you mean you're getting more towards gatekeepery gamers?
Yeah. And the people that wear them t-shirts that say I don't die, I get extra lives. Gamers. Gamers. Oh, I don't die, I respawn. The people that are literally like I am such a closet game player. I don't even call myself a gamer, a consumer of video games. I've openly admitted I'm embarrassed by it. I won't talk about it at work. It's not on my like. A few of you have got me on Facebook.
It's because you play Weeb games.
Yeah, I know. But a few people have got you guys have got my Facebook. Like Biggie, for instance. I don't talk about games on Facebook, do I? No, at all. Because I don't want people to be. And it's not. It's mainly. I'm not embarrassed about what I'm doing and what I'm playing. It's mainly I don't want people to think I'm a gamer, one of these gamers. Do you know what I mean? It's like these fucking
Right.
Oh, it's very difficult for me to explain it. It's very hard for this Room 101 as well to convince it because
Maybe you should have picked something that was easier to explain.
When you say gamers, you automatically think I'm talking about us, people that consume video games. I'm not. For us, it's a hobby, it's a passion, you accept all these different genres. You go out your comfort zone to try different things because someone else that's like-minded, like you, has said, why don't you try this? Like, do you think someone that's prestiged Call of Duty 900 times and buys it every year has played Celeste? No, I don't. Do you know what I mean? More than likely, they're not gonna. All they're gonna do is play what the YouTube influencers tell them they have to play. They can only play.
So is it the poser gamers that you're talking about?
No, because I don't
then?
like. No, it's not.
Nail it down because You got to nail this
I've
down.
got to nail it
because
down.
a gamer,
It's people that say
gamers is too broad, and it's including us in this because we are
to nail it
gamers.
down,
We do play games.
the word gamers. Because I don't consider myself a gamer. I consider myself.
But you
I'm not a gamer. I'm not.
You are. You play
are.
a fuck ton of games. You play more games than me, and
Yes,
I
but I'm not
like
a gamer.
to play games.
You thank companies for sending you
Yeah,
a code.
So, I'm not a gamer.
You review them.
So what are people that watch films? Filmers?
They're cinephiles. Like if you're really into it,
No,
Are you essentially saying what Gadget was saying is that they've made it their personality, but it's only like a handful of games?
more or less. But it's more the terms that I don't like. More than anything, I don't.
GG.
Nah, you've lost me.
I'm struggling here.
Just these bad people, these gamers. I don't explain it. Monster Energy drinking motherfucking.
Are you referring to everyone in our Discord
No,
group?
because they're not all like that.
And our lovely
'cause
Patreons
they're not
who
like
give us
that
money for your
either.
dragon soup every month.
I don't like it. I never got.
Is Todd Howard one
I
of
was
these
never
people?
called a game. We never called ourselves gamers in the 90s.
I did.
Did you?
I did.
Yes, because I played video games.
I didn't even call them video games. I called them computer games.
But like, if you play a musical instrument, you're a musician. Like, if you play games, what would you class yourself as? Like
A game player.
Oh, you're arguing semantics now,
I
man.
don't see the difference.
You're into weird porn, you're a wanker.
It's just, I don't know. It's just like, I didn't want to get like philosophical with the old gamer gators and people like that because I think that's completely separate. That's politics and politically incorrectness and stuff like that. It's more just the connotations with the word gamers. It's the reason that the media still doesn't take a lot of it, like news outlets still don't take it seriously because this sect of people, these gamers, they're the ones that are ruining it.
You can't keep saying it in a funny voice and it make more sense.
It's like,
But you see a Prestige and a Call of Duty as this in this category. He or she sees you as maybe, oh, look at this weirdo, pretentious gamer playing these certain games. You won't catch me dead playing that, but he'd still call you a gamer. Like
I don't want them to.
Game
I mean, there's a
player.
reason that I use my internet handle and everything on the. I don't want people to know that this is what I do.
You plaster your face all over
Yeah, that's
it.
different. I mean, if you found it, you found it. I don't have anyone from work on my Twitter and stuff like that. But
So none of them know you do a
No.
podcast? Even from before?
no,
So do you not like the term podcast?
yeah. It's hard for me to explain, and I knew it'd be an absolute bastard.
Stig, can we throw Oodles in room 101?
We've already done it.
no, we need him.
It's
Do we?
I really want to understand what you're trying to say because I'm interested.
I
in
am
this.
desperately trying to understand what he's trying to say.
It's just this fucking this cult. There's a bad side to the culture. Like to me, as us five sat here.
But there's a bad side to every culture.
I know. But we're enthusiasts of computer games, video games, whatever you want to call them. The other side is people that literally just. I don't know.
Is it the casual gamers you don't
Maybe.
like? So the ones you don't like are the ones that have bought like a PlayStation, Xbox, whatever. They pick up Call of Duty every year, they pick up FIFA every year, and that's their entire gaming input and
But
output.
they call themselves gamers.
But they are gamers because they're playing games. They just happen to like a handful of very popular games.
That sounds like I'm being a prick, doesn't it?
Like your little lad loves Fortnite, and it was probably the only game he played for
Because
ages.
he's 8 and he's got no taste.
We're getting a bit gatekeepery here, aren't we, Oodles?
I made him. And until he's 18, he doesn't have a choice. No, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's like it's culture.
I'm enjoying listening. You try.
There's a certain culture to it, and it's just it's proper negative. Like,
See, the thing is, there is a negative side to gamers because there are the kind of the circle jerky kind of gamers, the ones who try to gatekeep the hobby because they don't want people coming into it.
oh, that's bollocks.
Like, yeah, that's the bad side to gamers. the ones who take it to that extreme. I think what you're talking about is just kind of casual gamers who happen to like a handful of games that they just buy the annualized
That makes me
versions every
seem
year.
worse than them.
I know. That's why I'm pointing it out.
Can I put you out your misery?
Yeah.
I think you know where it's going, don't
Yeah.
you? Yeah. Sorry.
Game over.
I can't put gamers into room 101.
I don't call myself a gamer, though. I don't know why. I just don't. You guys call me it. Fuck it. Whatever you want to call me. Call me dickhead if you want. But I just don't. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even. It's weird. I just don't like it. I think it's just still got a negative.
I think in your
tinge to it.
I think in your head you know what you want to say.
Yeah, I do.
but
I
it's
do
not
know what
kinda,
I'm saying.
but it's not really
It's coming out, is
translated
it?
well to us. No, I don't.
You're embarrassed to be a gamer.
I'm not a gamer.
Is it?
You shouldn't be embarrassed. Gaming is massive.
No, but I'll sit and talk
there's-
at work about fucking Marvel and comic books till the cows come home. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't want these people to think I'm this fucking Twitch fucking. Oh my god, bro! I just got a friend.
You
man!
are, but you
I don't
do.
want-
But you go on Twitch and you've
No.
reacted like that to shit.
You love to go on Twitch.
Yeah, but it's more interesting.
Do you remember your reaction when we did the Nintendo Talks over? And Advance Wars came up and you nearly shit yourself on screen.
That was
But that's
great.
passion.
Yeah. But that's literally the thing that you don't want them to believe that you do, which you do.
Yeah, but
You're
if
passionate.
they ever found that, if they ever found me on Twitter, I'd say that's not me. He just looks like me.
And sounds like you.
Oh wow, a doppelganger.
Yeah,
I
thanks,
must
guys,
find
for
him.
that. No. I know it's not going in, but I'm trying to justify it. It's just there's someone out there listening to this going, I think I know what he means. There's just a negative, like this AP99 fucking moron. Like that's the negative side to it. It's like fucking shut the fuck up. It's privilege.
So yeah, okay. So yeah, you've narrowed it down. The gatekeeper.
He's just joined the Discord.
The gatekeepery kind of gamer. That's what you don't like.
Yeah, maybe.
The ones who are persistently negative for the sake of it because gaming is supposedly their passion, but they use it as a kind of opposing tool and they use it for their own clout.
Maybe.
Is that what you're aiming at?
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, but I've just been gatekeeping, like saying to us,
I know.
like we're enthusiasts because we're a bit more. I don't know. Never mind.
Right, never mind. Right, Biggie, what kind of people annoy you?
People that hate game. No.
I'm not a gamer.
Known gamer, Oodles Odin.
I'm not a gamer. No.
You are.
Quite simply, if this doesn't go through, I'm quitting the pod. It's people who can't park. It's quite simply that.
Oh yeah, put it straight in. I'm good for
There's
that.
nothing that infuriates me more in this world. I drive a
Do
car.
you?
I have a Nissan Qashqai. It's
Oh, get you.
Someone's earning.
It's a no, but it's
Cha-ching.
Ooh,
it's
you're
a
hard.
big car. So, but for me, finding a parking space is naturally going to be important to me. And
Just 'cause
whether
you got a
you're
big
in
ass car.
supermarket car parks, well, no, but I need it. It's a family car. But the simple fact is, that when I'm driving around, I need to park my car, even outside my
Get 18
house.
people in a Nissan.
It's
Sunny.
hard. It's hard to park, but you get people that park in two bays, all those beautiful people that park in their bay correctly, but then just turn it at a slight angle so that you can't get in and park in the bay.
Oh, the
next to them.
Mercedes
Or
drivers.
if you do, or if you do, and when you go back to your car later on, that car that was next to you is gone, and now you look like a tosser because you're going back to the space where you are now with your car at an angle, makes you look like the dickhead. That annoys me. This has happened to me twice where I've been in the workplace, come out of work. The first time this happened, I actually couldn't get into my car because somebody parked that
Could
close
see you getting into
to
the
the
sunroof.
door. Do you know what? I looked at every possible opportunity to
Through the
get in the
boot.
car, and then you know what happened? She got out the car. She was still in the car and watched me look around trying to
I'm on
get
her
into my
side.
car. And then she got out and went, "Would you like me to move?" I was like, "Yeah, please. I'd like to go home."
Yes, I would like you to move.
And then
Through
the
gritty
second
teeth.
time it happened, I actually there wasn't anybody in the car, and actually to go around to the other side, get into the car, and actually reverse out using the rear view video camera that's on the car. So I actually had to lean over, put my foot on, because it's an automatic. I had to lean down, put hand on the accelerator,
That's
and
illegal.
look up. I know. Tell me about it. I couldn't get out otherwise. Yeah, it was just ridiculous. Just people who can't park. There's people that park on tight roads, and they just decide, I'm just going to park my car here because I need to pop in and get something. And it means that people on one side of the road can't get past because all the other traffic on the other side are coming through. Things like that just infuriate me. Just people who can't park.
I mean, this was going in straight away. I just wanted to hear you.
I think, honestly, I just think this was going in because I thought it'd be hard for you to relate, Stig, because you get chauffeured everywhere, don't you?
Yeah, but you should see the parking down our street. It's terrible.
How dare you park there? This is a private
Oh,
road.
those people that
I
you know
have to laugh at Kate, my wife, because we're lucky enough where our house is. We've got a double drive, so we can just park on the drive. But some people on the street, even though their houses would have space for a car,
The driver of a bigger garden.
drive, for some reason the Broadacres, the housing association that own them and everything, won't put them in for people. So there's just cars everywhere all down the road, and it's awful during school drop-offs. People just park so shit, and I mean, you're like,
it's
why have you
mental.
parked there? There's a car parked across the road for someone's house. Why have you parked on the opposite side of the road so no fucker can get through? Like, and it's, yeah, I understand it completely, especially car parks. Like,
Get a fucking bus.
I mean, that's not really not being able to park. It's making a choice to park like an asshole.
I'm
No,
putting that
totally. It's
all
the
in the same
complete-
bracket. Like, just
It's the complete lack of thinking of
Awareness
somebody else.
as well, isn't it?
It's that whole, it's that awareness. It's that self-centered. I can park it. Oh, I badly parked. Well,
Oh,
fuck
well.
it. I'm
There
still
was-
going to go in anyway. And then somebody else can't park. That's what just.
The one I find the absolute worst is when someone parks in front of your driveway.
yeah.
The back street outside my house is it's like a back lane, but there's no through road out of it. So there's only kind of one way in and one way out, and there's all the houses have driveways, but some people have more than one car in the house, and so they end up having to stack up on the side as well. And there's one of my neighbours parks his 4x4 in such a way that if there's more than one car outside of his house, he has to park in front of my driveway, and it makes me want to get a slightly
Yeah,
stabby.
I used to get that where I used to, like, my first house that we lived in together. It was really weird roads. It was like a row of all Victorian houses, and then right at the end was just this random two houses together, which was mine and my next door neighbours. And to get to our drive, you kind of went down a little back alley at the end of the Victorian houses, and I could pull in. But people constantly parked over the entrance of the fucking alley. It's like, how am I meant to get out?
What you guys need is yellow box junctions. That's what you need. Put one of them outside your house.
Yeah, but it was just like people not like, it was clearly obvious that this was an alleyway to the access to the house. Why are you parking your car across
I think
it?
some people just don't care enough. They're horrible
No,
bastards.
I know the reason why. It's because it's someone I used to play rugby with, and he just thought, oh, he'll just come round and knock on the door and I'll move it for him. And I'm just like, no, I can't do that if I need to get out at 7 o'clock in the morning, can I?
It's irresponsible, mainly.
But yeah,
It's a side street parking as well, where you have. They're not bays, obviously. They're just people's houses, and people have those certain areas that you can park there. But when they've got a big, long paving, which we actually have outside our house on the right-hand side, you can get, I don't know, let's say 6 cars all along this one particular part of the pavement. But when you get those people that park and then leave a massive, huge gap, which is about half a car.
Yeah, it's not big
if
enough
you
to get
did that
another
all
car
the way
in, though.
along.
yeah, I was
it
about to
would be-
mention that.
What's that?
I was about to say the same thing, where like they don't leave enough space for another car to
Yeah.
get in. Yeah,
That just drives me insane. You just sit and you think, well, who the fuck is
So
gonna
are you
park in
against
there?
people's
Oh, wait.
skills at parking, or are they just irresponsibility of the parking? Because some people might just not be
It's
able to do it. I know
irresponsibility.
people that just do not, they cannot park. They can't do it.
But that's everywhere, isn't it? It's just people. You can generally see there's been no effort or thought process gone into
It's
the
not
parking.
nice,
They
is
just
it?
don't care.
no. No, people who can't park or inconsiderate parkers, you are going into room 101. Right, last one. Candy, what kind of people annoy you?
The people that don't get dressed to go to the shops or drop their kids off. The ones that turn up in their fucking pajamas. Absolute horrible manky. They just can't. They're just too lazy to get dressed. Like I said, they drop their kids off. They go to Asda. It's absolutely manky. They always shuffle around Asda in the shops, making that horrible like sliding slipper noise. It goes shh, shh. Oh, I can't stand it. Like
in the fuzzy sliders.
In the fuzzy slide, you can kind of smell the bed from them. You know that horrible sleepy smell. It's just completely like musty, unhygienic. Oh, I'm sure that I saw somebody with skid marks once as well on the outside.
Oh,
Like, I don't understand what difference it makes to their day to get dressed before they go out. Like, they still have to get dressed at some point in the day, or had they just not planned on getting dressed at all? Or and in that case, do they not change their pajamas before they go to bed? Is this like a multiple day pajama outing? It doesn't take 5 minutes. You just brush your hair, wash your face, put some
you
clothes
brush your
on.
teeth as well.
Yeah, it doesn't take much, does it? Just put a little bit of effort in.
Oh dear.
Right, I've been watching Oodles' face throughout this.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm very curious as to the faces Oodles been
I
making.
don't mind the sliders that you wear,
Thank
Oodles. Like, don't worry about them, but what's
It's the
now,
slippers, really. More
I
than
don't
sliders.
wear pajamas to bed. I am a naked sleeper. Naked as the day I was born. I take my watch off.
I hope you don't take your children to the school naked.
No. I revealed something.
He's in bubble wrap.
Something that I should have. This is what I say when I don't talk about my life too much at work because I don't want things to come up. But some things do creep out. Like I revealed that if I'm wearing what some people consider jammers, but I just call them joggers, just loungers. If I'm ever wearing my loungers, I'm not wearing underwear underneath. Now, I once.
you trying to turn me on here?
I once strolled up to work with my joggers on, completely forgetting that I mentioned that I don't wear underwear underneath joggers, and yeah, I didn't, because I can't. I don't like it. Also, when I wear shorts, I don't wear underwear underneath either. And I will go to the school, do the school run and stuff in joggers. The security guy at our office and at our work takes his kid to the same school as me, and he saw me in the joggers once and shouted really loud, "I bet you've not got underwear under that, have you?" In the schoolyard. So,
I mean,
it's not jammers, it's not particularly jammers, but
no,
some people wear
I think
joggers
you're all right
for
there.
jammers.
I wear joggers to drop the kids off.
Do you wear
sometimes.
underpants?
Yeah,
I
I
can't
think
be
it's
asked.
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if no one can see you underneath, you don't have to wear
Yeah, thank
underpants. There's
you.
nothing to say. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just that's a common thing. People wear underpants, but as long as no one can see your knob and ass and everything,
Oh,
like,
everyone can see my
doesn't
ass,
matter, does
baby.
it?
And joggers are outerwear, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
But did you say you don't wear? Do you not wear pants under
Nope.
your shorts? And you also wore your shorts to the
Yep.
gym. Maybe that was your
I
trouble.
have a particularly long penis, so yeah, maybe.
Actually,
I popped out again here.
I'll admit to sometimes not wearing my pants under my shorts
Yeah.
at the gym.
Yeah, because he's got
Because,
nothing to be ashamed of.
Sometimes I wear my swimming shorts, so it's got the netting in there. And
I
everything,
rip the
and-
netting out. I let it all go. I let it.
Yeah. So it doesn't bother me that, but I think you're safe there, Oodles. I don't think you have to worry about. I know the kind of people
She's talking people
about.
in a proper
Yeah.
full piece jammers, aren't you, with slippers and.
Go
And the
down to
slippers
shop
with the
in a
dressing gown.
I see that. I see
Yeah.
Do
that.
the shopping
I
in
see
the
that more often,
supermarket.
and when they're leaning over the fruit and veg, the fresh food in the jammers that they've clearly been sleeping in. Yeah.
I can smell them
Yeah,
now.
it's minging.
Like,
Do
that
not
smells
drop
just-
your children off in fucking pajamas and a dressing
I
gown.
literally
That is
do not
embarrassing.
own pajamas. I've got a kimono.
Not for you, for the kids. It's not nice on the kids.
And it's setting a really bad example as well.
Yeah.
But what difference does it make, though? It's 5 minutes before you drop the kids off or 5 minutes after you drop them off?
Well, the worst one is when it's the afternoon. And I remember when years ago when I used to live years ago when I used to live near Durham. I remember going to. I had a day off work. I went to the supermarket to pick up a few things, and I went to the kiosk to pick up some tabs. And the woman in front of me in the queue it was 4:30 in the afternoon, and she's still wearing her leopard print pajamas. And this woman, I mean, I don't like to body shame. I shouldn't body shame because of my size. But this woman had an arse that could only be described as cavernous, and it was eating the pajamas. and you know when you just kind of you're on your phone, you just look around and like your eyes register something, but you don't quite believe it, and you look back at it, and you're just like, oh.
I think that's the thing as well. They are always ill-fitting, aren't they? You never get a good fitting pajama.
I don't have a problem with having a pajama day
in the house.
In the house.
In your house, that's what I mean. Like I would
not in Morrison's.
The problem with pajamas is a concept outside. They are usually quite the ply on them's really thin. The silk, they're really thin cotton. They're not designed for outside. They're not designed for weather.
No, they're not.
So it's just not.
Same as onesies. It's the same.
Remember
really.
the craze though about 5 years ago when everyone wore onesies? Oh, horrible. I've never. I don't think I've ever wore a onesie outside. I own one, but they're never tall enough, and I'm not even particularly tall.
Oh, do you know what? It's the free hug people at festivals. They're always wearing a Tigger onesie, aren't they? The free huggers. Oh, no,
people don't realise that that's their fetish and they're just feeding it.
But the first step to being a furry, Tigger onesie.
We have a couple of families on this street that kind of wander up and down between their houses in the dressing gowns at like 5
o'clock. Go to other people's houses in their pajamas.
It's the same family.
Oh, but it's still moving from one house to another in your pajamas.
Yeah. No one seems to care that much. I mean, there's another woman across the road who just wanders around and like brings her bins out in a dressing gown, and like she's just in a dressing gown and pajamas.
Taking your bins out is fine because you've just woken up.
I was gonna say I can forgive that because you're going like 20 steps
still
from
on
your
your
house
own
at the most, and then scuttling back
she's
inside.
Kind of like she's got a family over, or she's got a granddaughter over, and she's still like can't be asked to put clothes on.
And there is a respect. Like I once saw someone in Weatherspoon's toilet. They were in full pajama regalia. I thought, there must be a pajama. You know, when people have these stag do's and they're all dressed. No, just.
He was just in the pub in his pajamas.
Didn't even put his best hoodie
male
on.
pajamas are not nice because women pajamas. Some of them can be quite alluring and sexy and stuff. Males.
Not the ones I've seen people walking outside in.
Males pajamas are like Mr. Bean pajamas. You know what I mean? Like a really silk shirt with really loose buttons and ill-fitting.
Who wears them?
Well, what
a nightcap.
I wear a t-shirt.
What do you think of pajamas then? What?
Shorts and
That's
a
not
t-shirt.
pajamas. That's shorts and t-shirt.
Hey, guess what? I got a pajama top on
That's
right now.
just a t-shirt though.
No, this came as a pajama set with black trousers. Black thin pajama trousers.
I mean, just a thinner version of what I wear.
It's just a thin.
Yeah. It's not as warm.
I wear sweats and a t-shirt every day, and pajamas are just thinner versions of the same clothes.
You can get pajamas, like you're saying, but I mean,
I'm just against pajamas as a concept because I think you should sleep naked. It's the one time that you can be.
God, you're such a fucking hippie.
Why?
But what if there's a fire or something and you have to suddenly run out of the house?
I got told,
or an earthquake.
That wouldn't be the first time you'd ran naked through Pontypridd.
Right, I think you're more at an advantage if a burglar breaks into your house if you run at them naked. You're going to startle them like deers at a headlight. If you run it, with your cock out.
If I ran at somebody naked, I would knock myself out instantly.
Yeah, but I haven't got that issue.
I certainly have 2 black eyes.
Like, completely naked. I love it. It's amazing. I've got an ensuite in my room, so I don't have to like bump into the children in the night with me fucking nakedness. So that's fine.
Sentences coming out of your mouth.
No, but you know what I mean. People think like, oh, you've got kids, you shouldn't be naked, but it's not like they see you naked. You know what I mean?
Right. Anyway,
you know what I'm saying, don't you?
I know what you're saying.
I do.
It's fine.
We just like seeing you panic over it.
You don't have to justify your naked sleeping. We're talking about pajama mamas.
Pajamas should be put in the bin anyway.
Pajama mamas are what they're called.
Pajama mamas.
Yeah, so people who wear the pajamas to drop the kids off and go to the shop, are we all in agreement?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Fuck yeah.
In the
Yeah.
bin. In the
Oh,
bin.
Straight into room 101. We're done.
Yep.
That is Modern Escapism does room 101. I would really like to do this again, but I would like someone else to be
Can I do
the
it next
person
time?
who controls it. You can do it.
I
You can
struggle
do
to
it,
get my
but you've
points
got
across
to-
because my brain's constantly in conflict.
You gamer,
I'm
you.
not.
I'd like to do this again, but like Oodles can take the mantle of being the banisher next time. But yeah, that's it. That's our monthly special for July. But as you've seen on there, we've got plenty of other specials going on. We've done the whole Loki series. I think by the time this is out, the last one will be coming out. It'll just come out, and then after that, Biggie and Gadget are going to do Too Faff, Too Curious. They're going to watch every Fast and Furious because they've never seen them before, and then they're going to do some retrospective
Basically, two
spoiler
gentlemen
special
that
kind
are
of
not
things on
into
them.
these type of films.
Yep. A man who drives a Qashqai and a man who drives a Vauxhall Mocha.
There are thoughts.
I can't wait to see whose character's going to be whose favourites, because there are fan favourites, and I just want to see if there's a disparity with that, because I fucking adore those films.
I have mixed
Ironically or
feelings on
unironically?
some. Probably unironically.
No, looking forward
There
to
are
it.
some I really like and some things I really like, but there are also some absolute dog shit bits and films in there. So it's a mixed bag for me, but I'm very much looking forward to hearing you talk about it. So before we go, I just want to say a big thank you to the team for bringing their excellent choices and some not so excellent choices to Room 101. So it's a big thank you from Gadget, Candy, Biggie and Oodles. And we'll be back in August for another monthly special. So until then, it's thank you and goodbye.